Welcome everybody, all my friends around the world, to another very special and casual segment of Cause and Effect with me, Ashraf Naguib. Today I have a very good friend of mine. I think we've worked with each other over the years, maybe the past 15 years. مش عاوز أكبر فينا يعني, ولكن we have known each other for that long. And he comes from a fast-moving consumer goods background, and he's worked for really large corporations, the real multinationals over the years. But over the span of his career, he has decided to make a humongous shift, a paradigm shift in his life, as they say. My friend that I am talking about is Mr. Tarek Samir, and Mr. Tarek Samir is the founder and managing director of Eventers, one of the leading event organization management companies in Egypt. This is Toto, by the way. Now, and for the people that know Tarek, you'd think he'd name his company Eventing. So what we're going to do today on a Friday, as we sit at home under this self-isolation, social isolation, self-quarantining, we're going to talk about the event industry and see how this whole global crisis has been impacting our businesses. I say our businesses because we come from the same supply chain. As the Chief Executive Officer of Global Trade Matters, one of the main parts of our business and main focuses is bringing people together through international, local, and regional conferences, meetings, seminars, and one-to-one interactions. Now, Tarek works on the other side, the upstream of this industry, where his company manages events and conferences and meetings and social and public and private events. And both of our industries and both of us have actually been in quarantine, literally speaking. So I'm happy to have Tarek with me today to talk about the events industry and how they're coping at Eventers in this current situation. Tarek Samir, my dear friend, Habibi, how are you? How are you and the family doing? And thank you for joining me in this very informal setting of my unilaterally homemade production, Cause and Effect. With myself, Ashraf, Toto, and somewhere behind me is Bianca. Tarek, thank you for letting me in your home, if we can put it that way. And as per my introduction, your business and my business have been majorly impacted by this global crisis. We're not the only people, but I want to specifically talk about the impact of Corona, which of course has resulted in the opposite, the complete opposite of what we do, and that is bringing people together, while the whole globe is in social isolation, quarantine, and curfews. So what's your take about the industry? How has it been impacted, and what do we expect to see post-Corona, not just in Egypt, but in the world?
Thank you so much for several things, Ashraf. Thank you for the great initiative, for hosting me, and for your vote of confidence in our agency's services and myself personally. Let's talk business, let's talk event management industry in Egypt. Well, what we're in right now, it's not the first time to face such a crisis situation. The business or the industry was hit hard during the political turmoil that Egypt went through during the years of 2011, 12, 13, and 14. We are always the front line for chop-chop policy. What I mean by chop-chop policy is the financial controller giving him his decrees to the Marcom department. You know what? Cut the budget, freeze the budget. We don't need an event right now. We don't need to make any giveaways, no gala dinner, no awards. We are in a crisis. Save the money or shift it somewhere else. The supply chain that cater for any event is huge. It can start from a truck driver moving from a warehouse to the hotel, transporting booth, branding, sound system, light system, LED screens, videography. So it can include naming the business, the truck driver, production house, print house, the GM of a hotel, the banquet department, the maitre d', the waiter, the ushers. They come to do the registration in the event, the bouncers, the car valet. All these people, frankly speaking, right now are sitting at home on an unpaid leave. The unknown is the sad part. During the political turmoil, we had plan, we had schedule, we had a referendum, we had 6-time grace period. So you can plan, you can schedule. Now you can plan, but you can't schedule. We are all طبعا sitting right now being creative in ideas. We are also tempted to come up with huge events to entertain the community and the society after the lockdown we're in. But to sum up my answer for your first question, when it comes to supply chain, sabbatical, unpaid leave, we are at home looking after our families and after our own health. This is what I can tell you in a nutshell.
Tarek, thank you for that. We are speaking about the supply chain here. So, I might have the luxury to be able to work from home. I consider what I'm doing right now is at least a continuation of what I do for a living, and that is to interact with people and bring people together. And I hope that this is what I'm able to achieve out of this homemade unilateral production, cause and effect. But a lot of people might not have the luxury in our supply chain of the events and conferences industry to be able to work from home. They physically have to be on site. So can you talk to us a little bit more about the impact of the situation that we're in on more of the individuals and the people that are involved in our industry? And maybe give us a little bit of advice on how is it for you to be working from home? What's different in the dynamics of your day-to-day routine, trying once again to find that balance, family life balance. Go ahead, Tarek.
How do we work from home? Can we work from home? Is it possible to work from home? These are all questions that I would surprise you with my answer. I registered my company July 2007. We are March 2020. Almost 13 years ago, I've been working from home. I don't need an office. I don't need a meeting room. I don't need staff. I don't need office boy. I don't need an assistant. I do everything on my own. I'm creative in a way. I have a production house that is almost a partner in my success. My team has been the same forever now. For almost 10 years, I have the same team of suppliers that have been giving me all the success I'm in, alhamdulillah, right now. Either I meet my client at their office, in their big meeting room with the organizing committee, or I just meet them, which is my favorite option diamond, or always, is to meet them at the venue where the event will take place. Working from home is pretty relaxed. Number one, you're focused. You don't have any distraction. You don't have to talk to a colleague. You don't have to go away for a break. You don't have to find an excuse not to work. Working from home is working at the convenience of your working hour. At 11 p.m., I could think of an idea that I write it down, and when I wake up next morning, I take it to the execution part. I take it to my 3D designer, who can put it in a 3D design that we show it to the client. I don't have to commute from 9 to 5 and waste my time between my office and my house, parking, traffic, commuting, second lane park. No, I've been always a pro working for home, and what we're in right now, it's being at home without the work. صراحة, honestly, I'm not working at home, I'm staying at home. So again, I'm very pro working for home. I enjoy working from home. I encourage people to work from home. And by the way, it proved it's a success for others right now. A lot of key position in big corporate companies that I know personally are working from home. It's doable. Send an email, receive an email, go on a conference call, go on Zoom, go on all the means of technology right now. You don't have to go to do your job from 9 to 5 just to get paid. You need to deliver what you're asked for to get paid, not for your presence just to get paid.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Please do stay home and stay safe, and best regards to the whole family for me, and take care. All my friends, thank you very much for tuning in to another segment of Cause and Effect with myself, Bianca, and Toto. Please stay safe, stay home, and stay tuned.